Hi, my name is Mike Bachman. I'm with the Sacramento cohort. The class is Cultural History through Storytelling in the Integrated Arts at Lesley University. I'm a physical education teacher, elementary, with San Juan Unified School District. The name of my story is called The Wounded Seal. It is a Scottish folktale created in 1882. Long ago, on the shores of Scotland, there lived a man who was a seal hunter, and it was passed down from his father and his grandfather. And so one cold morning day, he rowed out in the ocean, and he was looking around, and there were seals that were swimming around, and he saw one that was going by him, and he grabbed his knife that his grandfather gave him, and he hit the seal on the side, and before he can get his net, the big white seal swam away. So he jumped into the ocean and was swimming around trying to get that seal, and he couldn't get it. He was so frustrated, and so he swam back to his boat, and he rowed about 100 yards away, and decided he would take his fishing pole out and fish the rest of the day for small fish. So he rowed in as it got dark that evening and put all the stuff away. And in his house, while he was eating dinner, he heard a knock at the door. All of a sudden, he opened the door, and there was this lady who was dressed nicely. And she said, "Excuse me, sir, I heard that you are a seal hunter." He said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "I know a rich man who is willing to buy seal skins from you. Come with me." And so he went outside, and there was a horse. And so she jumped on the horse, and she said, "Come, you jump on the back of the horse." And so they rode and rode and rode, and they got far away onto a high cliff, and he looked out, and they were on this high cliff looking out in the ocean, and he was really inquisitive. Where's this rich man who's going to buy sealskins from me? And just before he knew it, she grabbed his hand and jumped off the cliff, and they were flying down, and they hit the water, and they went under the water, and they were swimming, and all of a sudden he could breathe underwater. And so she followed him, he followed her, and they ended up swimming a little while, and he went to the top, and there was this cave that was lightly dimmed. And he looked around, and there was all these little seals, little baby seals. And they were saying, "Free, free, I just want to be free." They were saying, "Free, free, I just want to be free." And so he looked up and looked around with all these seals, and the lady was right next to him, and she said, "Sir, did you lose a long knife today?" And he said, "As a matter of fact, I did. My grandfather gave me this seal knife." And she said, "Here it is right here." And he said, "Whoa, I lost it today because there was this big white seal that was coming by me, and I stabbed it in the side, and that is my knife." And she said, with sadness, she said, "That's my father, and he's right over there, and he's dying right now." And all of a sudden, he had never felt this sadness upon him and kind of hopelessness. And he looked around, and all the little baby seals were saying, "Free, free, we just want to be free." And so she said, "You're the only one who could save him." And so he swam over there, and he said, "What do I do?" And she said, "I just want you to lay your hand on his wound." And so he laid his hand on the wound, and he felt kind of this jolt on him. And so he kind of backed away, and he was looking at all the baby seals around him. And all of a sudden, he looked, and this great big seal, the wound had healed, and it was jumping in and out of the water. And all the seals were saying, "Free, free, we just want to be free." And so all of a sudden, this feeling came upon him that he had never felt before, this joy and happiness that he had never felt in his whole life. And so she said, hey, she said, come on, let's go back. And so they swam to the side and then walked up the cliffs, and there was the horse they left, and so they rode back. And just as they got back, she said, I hope that you never hunt seals again. And so he got off the horse and he looked and he just said, my grandfather was a seal hunter and my father was a seal hunter, and I think that I'll make you a promise that I will never hunt seals again, and I'll find a new occupation. The end.